welcome to Poly TV show on Poly TV Ilaro. It's good to know that you've joined us again on this your fantastic TV station situated at the very heart of the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro. It's good to know that you've joined us again today to watch us, to see what we have for you. And of course, you know that we don't give you anything less, just something, everything you need to know. You just need to subscribe, like, share with your friends and families, and you will get everything that's happening in the Polytechnic and all around the world. My name is Damilola Adekunle and
I'm Samuel Olani, and together with Dami Adekunle, we'll be taking you on an interesting journey of what's happening in the town Ilaro as well as Yewa community and also Nigeria at large. So just sit back and enjoy the very best of Poly TV show, your darling station, Poly TV Ilaro. And to start the program today, we have the very first segment, and that's FBI Agenda.
Yes, followed by the Directorate of Student Affairs Office. We also have the center table. We have a whole lot of segment for you today and a whole lot to unpack for you today. So I want you to stay logged on. Keep watching Poly TV show on Poly TV Ilaro.
And to quick start this interesting episode of Poly TV show on your darling station, Poly TV Ilaro, is the very first segment of the program, and that's the FBI Agenda, where Damilola Adekunle together with Shola Abiola will take you on an interesting journey of what's happening in the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro. So just sit back and enjoy the very rest of the show. We will be right back.
Ẹ máa gbọ́ wá kẹ́ máa wò wá. Ẹ máa gbọ́ wá kẹ́ máa wò wá, Poly TV la wà. Ẹ máa gbọ́ wá kẹ́ máa wò wá, Poly TV. Poly TV Ìlaro la kalẹ̀ sí o. Móhùnmáwòrán tí gbogbo ayé ń fẹ́. Móhùnmáwòrán tí gbogbo èèyàn ń fẹ́. Ìròyìn kò má dé tá mojú bá. Poly TV tí gbogbo ayé ń retí. A ní ẹ máa gbọ́ wá kẹ́ máa wò wá, Poly. Poly TV Ìlaro la kalẹ̀ sí o. Tó bá rí bẹ́ẹ̀, ẹ ti máa gbọ́, ẹ ti máa gbọ́, ẹ ti máa gbọ́, ẹ ti máa gbọ́ pé Poly TV ẹ ti máa gbọ́, wádẹ̀ ẹ ti máa gbọ́ o. Poly TV Ìlaro la wà nínú Poly gangan o. Nínú Poly la wà o. Poly TV, Poly TV, Poly TV, wàá dẹ̀ ti máa gbọ́ o. Móhùnmáwòrán wa táwa fẹ́ mú ìdàgbàsókè wa, wàá dẹ̀ ti máa gbọ́. Poly fún dàgbàsókè, TV fún dàgbàsókè o. Wàá ti máa gbọ́, wàá ti máa gbọ́ o. Ó yá pàkúrúmà kẹjọ dáadáa kẹ́ wò wá o. Ó yá pàkúrúmà kẹjọ dáadáa kẹ́ wò wá o. Poly TV tá ń sọ tí gbogbo ayé. Ẹ pàkúrúmà kẹ́wò dáadáa kẹ́ wò wá o. Wọ́n ń gbọ́ wa l'Amẹ́ríkà, ń gbọ́ wa ní gbogbo ìlú o. Pàkúrúmà kẹjọ dáadáa kẹ́ wò wá o. Pàkúrúmà kẹjọ dáadáa kẹ́ wò wá o. Poly TV o, tí gbogbo àwa ń retí. Ilẹ̀ Yewa la kalẹ̀ sí nílùú Ìlaro wa. Tẹlifíṣàn fún ìdàgbàsókè ilẹ̀ wa ni. Tẹlifíṣàn fún ìdàgbàsókè ilẹ̀ gbogbo wa. Ẹ pàkúrúmà kẹjọ dáadáa, ẹ pàkúrúmà ẹ pa guruma kẹjọ dáadáa ẹ pa guruma ẹ pa guruma kẹjọ dáadáa àjọ dáadáa jó dáadáa jó dáadáa òun là ń retí ẹ jó dáadáa ló máa wòran wa ni ẹ pa guruma ẹ máa wò wá o Poli làwà o Poli TV ni ẹ wò wá o 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 ẹ máa gbọ́ wa kẹ́ máa wò wá ó ń torí ọmọ Akíndé ṣèyí fún wa nílẹ̀ yé wa àwa dúpẹ́ àwa mọ́pẹ́ wa wá o ọmọ Akíndé ń ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ bó máa wòran wọ ìlú Ìlaró tẹlifíṣàn tuntun tún wọ ilẹ̀ yé wa àwa dúpẹ́ adúpẹ́ o adúpẹ́ pẹ́ òkun ọmọ Akíndé ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ ó ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ ó ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ ó ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ ọmọ Akíndé ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ ó ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ nílẹ̀ yé wa ó ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ ọmọ Akíndé ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ olóṣè bẹ́bẹ́ ó ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ ọmọ Akíndé ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ Gàyí ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ ó ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ ó fún wa ní tẹlifíṣàn ó fún wa máwòrán ó ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ ó ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ ọmọ Akíndé ó ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ nílẹ̀ yé wa ní Poli Ìlaró TV mo máwòrán wa Poli fún àgbàsókè ó ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ ó ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ ẹ máa gbọ́ wa kẹ́ máa wò wá ní Poli. ọmọ Akíndé ọpẹ́ wa rèé ọmọ Akíndé àwa ń dúpẹ́ oore tó ṣe Poli TV ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ gbogbo wa náà ń wò káàkiri àgbáyé Poli TV ọmọ Akíndé àwa dúpẹ́ adúpẹ́ ọpẹ́ wa náà rèé ẹ ṣeun ọmọ Akíndé.
Welcome back to the Poli TV show on Poli TV Ìlaró. And like Samuel said before we went on that show break, he said that we'll be having someone very important, and also Shole Abiola will be joining me in the studio. And of course, he's already seated in the studio as I am speaking. Our guest for today on this segment, the Federal Polytechnic Ìlaró, that's FPI Agenda. We have the rector, Dr. M.A. Akinde, FCA, ACTI, with us in the studio to talk about topical issues, everything that you need to know. He's seated here to talk about all of those things. And like I said earlier, we have Shola Abiola.
Thank you very much. Before I answer you, the other time when I brought the two deputy rectors, you were telling me that I was not supposed to bring deputy rectors before the rector.
Yeah, I mentioned
eventually. What will you tell me now that I've brought the rector to you? I
think I should give you your flower.
Oh, after the program?
Yes, I will.
Yeah. The rectors are welcome to Poli TV show. Before we even ask you any question, why have you been away for so long?
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Shola Abiola and the presenter, Undami. Even though I was away, but I'm your follower. I listen to every of your program in Abuja. And I used to see Dami, our students, maybe to tell viewers that Dami is our students in the 22 mass come doing so well. To the point that at a particular program in Abuja, they asked me that is she our staff or our students, and I told them she's actually our student. So I think that's to tell you what we can do in Ìlaró. I'm away on official assignment for a lot of reasons, so many of those things. One, I was away to attend the inaugural, what I call the retreat of the council member of the Polytechnic that was organized by the Federal Ministry of Education and the MBT. Of course, you know that our dear President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, constituted the council of the Polytechnic by giving us the nominees that will be part of our board. So for them to know the culture of the Polytechnic, what happens and how we do our things, the president directed that they should do a retreat.
Okay.
And I was away to attend that retreat. Of course, The retreat was attended by all the nominees of the president, where we have Alhaji Garba Gashua is actually the chairman of the council.
Okay.
The chairman of the council is a former, what I call head of service of Yobe.
Oh.
So he was full of life in Abuja. And also we also have others like Dr. Ogbara Awanem, who is also from Enugu. You know, this Federal Polytechnic, whoever will represent the president here, should cut across Nigerian. So I think Dr. Ogbara Awanem is actually a diplomat. He was also in Abuja. We also have Mr. Ogu David Ina from Kogi State. And we have a former commissioner in, I think, Nasarawa State, Alaja Alimot Jabini, and from Nasarawa. And our own, that's Sunday Akere, a former commissioner also in Osun State. You know, the Council of the Polytechnic, we have the presidential nominees, and there are 5. And we also have the FMA, that's Federal Ministry of Education representative.
Okay.
That's Mrs. Amodu Yabo. She was also in Abuja. Okay. Those 6 are directly coming from external. And of course, you are aware that we also have internal council of the member. We have Barisa Bolango Daudu, we have Dr. Ogunshaye, we have Alhaji Ogumbi, we also have Mr. Adebi and Engineer Akula. Those are internal members. Of course, you know that we have the community representation. And from what I know, that is Chief Mrs. Yabo Apampa. She's actually representing the palace in the council. Of course, the alumni is also there.
Okay.
We have representation from alumni, and that's Mr. Tadi Ademola. So generally, we have that composition that is the council. Our council is well composed. And our inaugural meeting will soon be coming up. I think myself and the chairman, we have talked about it, and we will soon finalize it. So the inaugural meeting will soon come up. Now, you know, after that retreat, I also went to Badagry, you know, where I'm working on the authority. The secretary to the federal government of Nigeria directed that all chief executive and director should proceed to attend a program in Badagry. It's a training program. And the ASCON. Okay. As I'm sitting, I am now an ASCONier.
Oh.
So, and I can assure you that a lot of things were said there. They are very rewarding and going to benefit the whole Polytechnic. In fact, at that training, I was able to see how we are coming from when, you know, those slave trade. When it happened, I knew what we call a bridge that the slave usually point of they call
no
it
return.
Point of no return. I saw those things in Badagry. And as I was also in Badagry, you know, our dear senator, the most distinguished Senator Olamile Koyayi, has been on it for some time, trying to sponsor a bill converting the Polytechnic to the university. Of course, I was invited with the registrar to that meeting for public hearing. So I also traveled from Badagry to Abuja to attend that public hearing to ensure that whatever the senator was doing was actually supported. And of course, you know that the president of the student union, Mr. Macaulay, was also in Abuja, and the alumni president, the registrar, was also there. The deputy director, all of us were there to support the bill that is want to at least converting the Polytechnic to Federal University of Technology in Ilaro. That's FUTI. Of course, if that bill scales through, that goes to the president for assents. So that's why I was away. And also I was away in the interest of the Polytechnic, doing a lot of things. Even though I was away, I'm doing a lot of things in the other room so that the Polytechnic keeps on moving. You know, we have good students that are listening, even when I'm around or not around. They are always listening. So those are the things that has happened.
The rector has been working in Ziaza room for the benefit of the Polytechnic community. That means you see that the other time you were asking me to name.
I was about to say that actually.
Members. I told you that it is not from me that you hear the name of the council. And now the rector has rolled it
Yes,
out.
even without asking him. I was about to ask him, but then you've answered the question already. So I thank you so much for sharing how your journey has been, and when you were now around. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. That was fantastic. So now let's focus on national issue. The End Bad Governance protest that's coming up on August 1st, which is Thursday. As the rector of the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro, and you are the father of all the children, about 23,000 students of the institution. And also we have communities, we have youths in the community as well. What are the things that are being put in place for to like curb any form of protest or by the students or by the communities or anything? Are there anything being put in place to make sure that any of that don't happen here in Ilaro?
Thank you so much. That's a very good questions. There are a lot of things we have put in place, but I will handle your questions in two ways.
Okay.
We're talking about the economy. Yes, you know, my PhD is in finance. You cannot be talking about economy without saying one or two things about the economy before I will now answer the second leg of your question. The first leg is talking about the economy. The economy, yes, the way it is. I can see that there are a lot of pressures everywhere. Exchange rates exacerbated,
Yes.
wasn't up. Inflation is also not helping us in terms of food security. You know, prices of foods are on the high side. Everything is also not moving in the positive direction. But there are good news, let me assure you, because when Nigerians elected our president, that's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for some of us, as at that time, if I measure the economy, I can put it that the president inherited a dead economy. The economy that is bleeding, it was bleeding. You know, when you inherited such an economy, you need to put certain things in place. And those things that will be put in place, since the president is not a magician, it will not work almost instantly. Because the bad of so many years cannot be corrected in seconds or by magic of touching your button the way you used to touch it on your television.
Yes.
It's not done that way. It will take time. You know, the presidents having realized that the economy is not really in good shape, came out with a lot of policies. Of course, one of it is the removal of subsidy. That policy, well, very painful, but I think it is a decision that has to be taken. Because people talk about subsidy. Subsidy generally, yes, it's good to subsidize commodities and all that. But from the little literature we have read, or even empirical studies, suggest that countries that subsidize don't give subsidy on consumption. Subsidy is always targeted to production. See, when you give a subsidy to consumption, and the subsidy is also leaking out to the neighboring country in a way that you are subsidizing our neighboring country on fuel, you will see that it's really a decision that has to be taken. And that, let's also say that even that decision was not taken by him. The former president of the country, President Muhammadu Buhari, in the budget of that year, subsidy was not included in that budget, meaning that even before the president came in, subsidy has already been removed. So the president have nothing to show down removing the subsidy. Yes, there are a lot of pains from the subsidy that we are always saying now. Dami, let me tell you, check every country in the whole world. There is no gain without pain. We are quick to refer to Dubai, China, UAE, that this thing is going on fine there, it's not going on fine there. But they didn't start in a day. It was a journey they started, and they have also suffered for it. So if what we are doing today, over some time, I think that the economy will recover, because the subsidy is gone. It's no longer there. We have Dangote that want to produce PMS for us and this. All of them are going on, and you can see that the president has also done a lot of things in terms of student loan, and that I know students are also benefiting from that loan. And you know, the economy, I think that is going in the right direction, but it's not going to be instant. Let me tell you, for example, when the president came, none of the airline was flying the country, either Emirates, either Virgin here. Mention the British Air, all those here, they have left the country. Why did they leave? Was it not because the country is was owing them a lot of money in terms of USD and all that. And this president has, the environment was inconducive. This president has cleared out that mess. You can see now that Emirates is flying Nigeria now, British Air is coming back, to the point that even UAE has started giving visa to Nigeria. Don't you think that the future is good? Let's not talk about the economy and we'll not live there. There will be a day that we can come back to talk about the economy. It's an area that one is interested so that we can educate Nigerians that this government is not bad after all.
Yeah.
It's only taking time to correct the wrongs of so many years, and that cannot be done in a day. So we'll come back to economy in a day that we're going to fix for it and analyze the whole economy, what the president has done for the past 1 year, and I know that he will also do more going forward. Yes, so your questions about I was away, what have I been doing? Hashtag, you used to call it one time, hashtag end
bad governance.
But what is bad about this government that is trying to redirect the whole country? I can say, I want to tell you for free, this is the best president we have ever had.
Okay.
Very courageous, trying to take decisions the way he should. Because he's not willing to deceive us. He's saying that this is the country, this is the way it is. And if you want to move forward, this is the path to go. And that's why I said that if you make comparison, you say UAE, corruption in UAE is, or even China, is death penalty. They don't run presidential system of government in China. They run what we call all this oligarchy or those. So the system we run here, the president has to take decisions, carry people along, carry National Assembly along. They are still there. Those ones, we'll come back and talk on that. But to our own local environment in Ilaro here, yes, we all are away in Abuja. I was hearing that there will be this, there will be that, protest and all that. And I said, my students are good students. They know we have always been there, trying our possible best, given our limited resources, to make sure that this polytechnic runs. Imagine this TV now, we are running on diesel. Look at how much we are buying diesel, even from the limited resources and all. The students know what we are facing. And they also know what we have done to also bring electricity to this polytechnic. Let me also inform you that this polytechnic has written, I don't know, because of legal or whatever, we have written a particular company in cement production, because I should be smart enough to know how to describe something. We've written that company to give us electricity, knowing that if this polytechnic is given electricity, we have solved a lot of problems. We submitted the letter to the head office, even not to give us free of charge. We want to be paying monthly. Do you know we have not received reply from that company? I do not want to mention names, so you know, I'm afraid of lawyers talk about libel and all that. So we wrote, and when we came in 2022 as rector, you know, one of the blessings we have is that the federal government appointed an alumnus as a rector. As an alumnus, I understand the polytechnic. I was here as a junior staff. I was here as a lecturer. I know everything. The very first thing I did was to set up a committee on power. The committee on power gave us 3 solutions. One to talk about hydro-turbine power in Bokoto. We wanted to do it. We saw that it's no-go area because it's about 9 billion naira. We cannot afford it. We also did a survey that will give us electricity from Kpakpa Lanto, direct to our base station in Bokoto. We did the costing. The costing that time was about 400 million naira. It's not good area for us. We also have another one that will also connect us to the corridor of IBD Hotel so that we can have electricity. We don't have electricity, but yet we can't afford it, about 150 million naira. But the good news is this. Senator Olamilekan Oyayi is also facilitating that to see how he can give us electricity. Maybe that will be a foregone conclusion so that our students will have live, so that they can use this studio, practicing their mass communication. The people in heart will come here to be talking and all that. So this government is not bad after all. It's a very good government because the government has done a lot of policies that shows that, in fact, our leader president is a listening government. If you say this, if he wanted to make sure that he addresses it immediately. Now, what have we done to make sure that that protest doesn't stay here?
Yeah, yes.
I want to tell you we have done a lot of things.
Okay.
You know, your rector is proactive.
Yes.
Because I'm a proactive person. The first thing I did was that we met the student union leadership.
Okay.
At least we can't take decision like my mommy used to say when she was alive. You cannot shave someone's head without him being, you must be there if you want to shave my head. The student must be there. So we call on the attention that students, well, we are having this here and that people want to protest and all that. Well, I'm thinking the direction of, let's say, maybe we should go back home so that that protest should meet us in our respective houses. But that is not without consequences. If we do that, if we say that we lock this school, some of the students will not go home.
Yes.
They become idle. When they are idle, there is this an idle is a devil workshop. So that is on our table. Allowing these students to go home, we are elongating their stay on campus.
Yes.
They will be eating at home, doing nothing. Some of them will not go home. They might also foment trouble. When you are idle. We are looking at that. Okay, what about if students are traveling home, God forbid, we will say God forbid, accident. The students, unfortunately, God forbid, lost his or her life because we have closed school. What do we gain? So we call them, and as a responsible leadership, we have Mr. Macaulay, the speaker, all of them. They look at it, felt that they don't see any reason why they should join protest from unknown sponsor. They don't know who is organizing the protest. No one has contacted them. And they also have their life to also protect. They want to continue their education peacefully. In fact, at the meeting, they gave us their commitment. They are not interested in any protest. In fact, that they are enjoying what the president is doing because the president has just signed the student loan and they are expecting their own share of the whatever, so that they can pay, they can do whatever they want to do. So why would they go home? That's what they said. We didn't rest on our horse. We also met the community. The polytechnic, the ecology of this polytechnic differs. We are polytechnic that we house less than 1% on campus. 99% live outside the campus. So that means we also have to extend our fellowship to the community. So we met with the community, the leadership of the community. They also have youth in the community.
Yes.
So we spoke with them, we talk and discuss and all that. What do we feel? Do we feel that these students will be going home? The major driver of economy in the town is their students. No one wants anyone to go home. In fact, the leadership of the community, the youth, that's Chief Ogunleye, that's Okado, that's the owner of an hotel. I don't want to make an advert for him here now and all that. So they met and wrote a memo that what we are doing in the Polytechnic, they are very okay, it's very fine, and that they are not joining any protest that is unwarranted from what we call, that will be organized by masquerade. You know what we call it? When you are in a masquerade, nobody knows who is organizing the unknown government. So why
and
do
we are even very close to the border. We
yeah.
also have to consider that we are close to the border town.
We are very close. They don't want to join those things and all that. So we met with them, and they have also rolled out their memo that they are not joining any protest. Mr. Shola Abiola, it will be interesting to note that we didn't stop like that. Today, I've been with the area commander and the DPO to talk to him on their readiness and what are they feeling about the protests and all that. Yeah, of course, we have heard what the IG is saying. I've also listened to the IG with a lot of rapt attention. The police, that's the area commander and the DPO. Yes, protest is constitutional. As long as you want to protest, although he also told me that our students have also come there to tell them that they are not willing to do any protest. But the fact is that they operate under law. Protest is constitutional. As long as if anyone to protest, if you don't, once you are not, you don't take laws into your hand by destroying property or by destroying this or by destroying that, once you are able to do that, they are going to give them police to monitor the police. But as long as you want to do the other way, police is ready to combat it. So I was with the area commander, I was the DPO today in Ilaro. That's what I've been doing since morning. We didn't stop that because, you know, Yoruba will say that war does not kill a physically challenged person if only he's wise. Because we are wise, we also went to Ode. Area Ode Diroko, the army barrack. In fact, I couldn't go because I wouldn't be everywhere. But that's why, you know, this Polytechnic is special. You know why it's special? We are working as a team. Either the dean, either the HOD, either the student leadership, we are working. You know, if we are playing a football match, only a team that play together, assist, support one another, that can win the football team. I wouldn't go to Ode. We have someone we sent to Ode, that's Dr. Agbion, the chairman of your television.
That's
Please
great.
help me to get to Army Barrack Ode to talk to the commandant there. Since we are here, they cannot leave us. We cannot work alone. You know, Liverpool Football Club, they cannot work alone. We can't work alone when we have challenges. Okay. So help us to talk to them, and that we spoke with them, and that we are sure that once we call them at the dial of a button, yeah, they are available to assist us. And why are we doing that? Because we never can say hooligans or some, because our students are not hooligans. They are law-abiding students. They listen. They are being well taught. They with all manner of decorum. So, and that's why we are known. You know, Federal Polytechnic Ilaro is known for the decorum. And the students, you know, you don't want to award national diploma or higher national diploma without character. Certificate is awarded both on academic performance and morals. We don't want to train students that don't have moral. I can assure you my students have moral and they want to do that. So we also told them that once we have issues, we will not even have that issues. We are ready. And I know that I've also briefed the chairman of the council today about what is going on, about our readiness, about how are we ready? Are we ready to continue our education? I am educated, that's why I'm talking. We must give education to the youth. And that's what the president is also doing. He's trying to, and look at this facility. Without federal government, are we going to have this kind of facility here? It's federal government to train the youth. So why wouldn't we continue to say thank you, Mr. President? We feel that he's doing well. And I know that what I'm saying, the community is backing the president, even everyone. I doubt whether we are going to see any protest in Ilaro here.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Dami, you must get Agbenyodi.
Yes, I will surely. Yes, we will. You must speak to it us, and that was a very good one. Thank you so much, sir. Like, you've done all of those things. Even it's not August 1st yet, and even the fact that the students' representatives are saying that we are not going for any protest. But then you said, okay, fine, you're not going for any protest, but we have to put some measures in place. That is great. Well done, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate Ms. Abiola. You are doing wonderfully well here. This particular television has our backing, and I know that we are just starting the viewers. We will soon get there. As we are crawling later, we will now run fast and faster and faster.
Thank you,
so
sir.
Thank you, viewer. I really appreciate you. Dami, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Ms.
So,
Abiola,
do you have a question, or do you want me to go on?
I have a question just to request that he has to come back. I have a lot inside me to ask him.
Okay, I think that we need to ask him one before he go, actually. We need to ask him one. So, yes, thank you so much, sir. I would like to ask the welfareism of the students and the security of the students on campus, in the Polytechnic and in the community. Yeah,
the security of the students are assured. We have done, that's why I've told you, we've moved around to make sure that they are safe. But I can only say that our students, don't be afraid.
Okay.
The community is also backing you. But once you finish your lecture, usually we have full-time program, we have part-time programs and all that. Once you finish your lecture, don't work in the night. Go to your respective houses early.
Yes.
And don't move in the night. Once you do so, the community know I'm from this town and that we are working around with the town. And the security personnel have been told they will organize patrol and that they are going to do that with live ammunition. You know, we have also empowered our security men to also carry a licensed ammunition. They have all that one. We don't need to reveal it to the essence. No, we don't talk about security outside.
Yes.
So we want to also move out both on campus and outside the campus to make sure that students come to the school, go back to the community, market, do whatever they want to do, and go back to their home. Arrangement is in place. I can only assure them that they are safe, but they should not work in the night. And that they shouldn't put on their generator. You know, we have challenges of electricity and all that. Once you put your generator on, and that once that is on, by around 10 or 11, please off that generator. Let me also tell you, in solving that problem of charging, we directed Director of Works to put a live television where they will be watching ball and charging their phone on campus. That expenditure will soon be approved tomorrow.
Okay.
The essence of that is I want to discourage students from looking for how to charge their phones and all that. So we want to also provide solution, and that we have extended hours of electricity to 2 hours in the night.
Yes.
So that students can charge their phones conveniently and go back to their house. And those that want to go back to their houses, we will also try and protect them to the best of our capacity. And that's why I've spoken with area commander and the DPO. And the DPO has already assured us that our students are well behaved. Once we are behaving very well, we don't have any issue. So I think our academic continues to go on. We continue to do our lectures, we continue to do our programs, because we don't want to extend it, what we call elongation, extend their stay on campus.
Thank you so much, sir.
Someone that is 18 today, when you extend by 1 year, becomes 19. What do I get?
That's really
Don't forget
great,
that I was also a student here.
Yes,
I want them to come here to just graduate and go to the community and be.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so that is the rector, Dr. M.A. Akinde, FCA, ACTI. He talked about how the past 2-3 weeks, how he's been, what he's been up to. He talked about that. We also talked about national issue, which is the upcoming, the August 1st End Bad Governance protest. He talked about that as well. And we also focused on the welfareism and security of the student. And now we have to go on a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Poly TV show on Poly TV Ilaro. Thank you so much for still watching, and if you've not subscribed yet, please do well to subscribe, share with your friends and families, likes, drop your comments, drop your thoughts, and we are sure to check them up and to pick them up and to talk about some of your thoughts and opinion as well. Thank you so much for still watching. We're on to the next segment, which is Office of the Directorate of Student Affairs. And also, I must mention, I still have Shola Abiala in the studio as well. So this segment, Office of the Directorate of Student Affairs, we have the Dean, Directorate of Student Affairs. We have him in person, Dr. Olusegun Joshua Omowomi. We have him in the studio. Thank you so much for coming, sir.
Thank you, Madam Presenter.
Yes, sir. So on the FBI agenda segment, we have the director. He spoke about the security of the students and the welfareism. So I would like to throw the question to you. My first question is, what are your preparations for the safety, security in campus and outside campus of the student against the August 1st planned End Bad Governance protest?
Maybe before he speaks, we are throwing security question at you because, you know, as we normally call you, we have the general IGP. You are our own IGP on campus. How
Yes, sir.
ready is the IGP of the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro concerning August 1?
Thank you, Mr. Shola Abiala, and my own Dami. The Rector of Federal Polytechnic Ilaro, Dr. M.A. Akinde, FCA, FCTI, has spoken extensively on some of the measures that we have put in place. However, our students are very well behaved, and to that extent, the management felt that instead of closing the institution for maybe a period of 2-3 weeks, we should first open up a dialogue with the student union leadership to at least know their position. Incidentally, the student union leadership said no to any protest. And that they wanted to continue with their studies, they wanted to finish on time, and of course, they did not see any genuine reason why they should align with any faceless, protest being organized. So to that extent, I think we are very sure that we are going to have a very secure environment. And in addition, the community itself has been engaged, as we normally do here. All the stakeholders in the community have been met, the Olori Odo, the other stakeholders in the community, including security agencies. We're all on the same page concerning the issue of protest.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I'm sorry, I have to ask this question. The rector mentioned that the security operatives in the Polytechnic now have ammunitions for security in the campus and outside campus. So, are there any trainings organized for the security operatives making use of the ammunition in the campus?
You are very correct. The first thing we did as a team was to carefully select those who would participate in the handling of, what those ammunitions.
That's great.
You will agree with me that somebody who is not stable emotionally and psychologically cannot handle, ammunitions. So they have been carefully selected and, of course, undergone training on how to handle those things. So we don't have any problem with that.
Okay.
You seem to want to keep to your 5 minutes something. That's why you are talking sharp on everything. Now let's come back to, now the DSA is well known to the students.
Yes.
Now and then, for quite some time now, we've seen that the school is peaceful despite any other thing. What's your magic wand as a DSA?
That is a very fantastic question. Well, let me give it to God.
Okay.
And to the support, being given regularly by the Polytechnic management team. We're always confident when we remember that the management of the Polytechnic is always behind us in anything we do.
Great.
So it's like, just go ahead, we are with you. Particularly, the current rector is a fighter. He's a very strong man with a lot of confidence. So it's very easy for me to operate within that ambit to forestall any kind of miasma that can fall on any student when it comes to security issues. And sincerely speaking, anything concerning security, God is always the first, the Alpha and Omega, because some of the measures you may put in place may not work. When I became the substantive DSA, I told myself that I wanted a situation whereby students can move freely on campus, organize sports 24 hours without any heavy presence of security. And to the grace of God today, we have gotten to that level.
That's great. We must give it to you. Talking about the magic you're making use of. So I met a student today. She was telling me that she wanted to make a shout out to the clinic operatives. Now I'm going to the welfareism of the students. I was like, what happened? It was like, there's been a saying, a kind of tag that the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro Medical Center has. So she was like, she needed to say something. I said, what happened? And she said that I think she was involved in a fire accident, and then she was brought to the clinic. She thought she was going to die. and then like she was well taken care of. Like, wow, that's great. So I would like to also give you the accolade that I remember the issue that happened, that people started saying negative things about the medical center of the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro. So if we can have a student that she's going to that extreme to make sure that she changed the narrative about the medical center, she said she needed to say something because she was well taken care of. I must give it to you. Like,
thank God for that.
I must give
and
it to you.
I think we have to give it to the rector again, because you know, students before now, or let me say maybe in the last few years, students have been having negative
Yes.
opinion about the medical center.
Exactly.
But when he came on board, he started, looking at how he can change the entire situation. He reconstituted the medical board, put people who are agile, who are, who can move around. And beyond that, the crop of the student leadership too, they were able to see things along with us. We organized, interactive section with the medical team, with the director, CMD, with chief medical director, and with the students. The students were able to tell the management team what they felt. And of course, the medical director himself was able to shed light on so many gray areas. And sincerely speaking, the place is wonderful now. Wonderful.
A quick one before you go. Yes. We've been hearing that the fear of the Directorate of Student Affairs is the beginning of wisdom for the Polytechnic students. And a police is always a friend. We don't want you to talk from the angle of a policeman now. We want you to talk on the angle of a father. What is your takeaway for these students as per August 1?
Thank you, my friend, Mr. Shola Biala, for that.
So we are friends now.
Before the takeaway, let me make this point clear. You see, the way we handle student matters at the Directorate of Student Affairs, is a, how do I put it? I can't remember that concept again. But what we do is that we let the students know that their welfare is paramount to us. We see them as our children. We are surrogate parents. So, and we let them know that there is discipline
here.
So once you trample on or you break existing law, definitely, the laws are clear. You have your student handbook. Don't take drugs. Don't do this. Don't rape. Don't engage in courtesy. They are very clearly stated in the student handbook. And by the time you come and I read it to you, this is your offense, and this is the penalty. So, you begin to see yourself in that manner. And sincerely speaking, I give it to this crop of student union leadership. They are very wonderful. Sincerely speaking, very wonderful, intelligent, vibrant young men and women. So we are making progress in that direction. But I want to say that we do not tolerate indiscipline.
Zero tolerance.
They have agreed with us that they are not joining any protest planned by faceless people. And we believe that they are going to, key into that. And since we are on the same page with security agencies, community leaders, we are good to go. Okay,
so before you go, our time is fast spent, but I have 2 questions for you. Yes, and I want you to answer that in 2 minutes.
2 seconds.
2 minutes. Yes. So the first question I'm going to ask you is, I'm going to talk about the student handbook. Most students don't read their handbook. If you would agree with me that that's true. So is there a way that you can make sure that during the matriculation ceremony, there's a way that every one of them will be asked question or anything for them to know that this is what is in their handbook, and this, if I should do this, this is the punishment. Number 1. Number 2, I want to talk about, now I'm going to the welfareism of the students. I want to talk about the long shuttle buses. How many passengers are meant to be in that long shuttle buses? Because after we see students sitting down on the chairs, we still see them saying, pack yourself. shifts, we see our students standing, and then some of them are complaining that they are getting choked or something like that. So that's the two questions I have for you. How many passengers are expected to be in that long shuttle bus? And the second question.
Oh, thank you very much. For the first one,
Yes.
they cannot ask questions during matriculation.
Okay.
Matriculation ceremony is a very short one, meant to, indoctrinate them into the system.
Okay.
But prior to that, there is always orientation program
Okay.
where all these things are discussed. And of course, this student handbook, I think is already on PDF on the Polytechnic.
Fantastic.
Yes. So that if you don't want to read the hard copy,
can
you
read on
can
phone.
as well, approach the soft copy.
Okay.
But maybe for reasons best known to
them.
to student criminals, we don't have many of them here.
Okay.
But don't forget that out of 10, there will be at least one.
Okay.
So for that, we don't have any issue with that.
Okay. The
Then
second question.
for the shuttle
Yes.
bus,
Yes.
let me make it clear to you.
Okay, sir.
Students themselves, even when the bus or the buses are already, full to the
Overfilled.
brim,
They still
they
want
will
to enter.
still tell, please wait, we want to, please carry us. And that if that is what you want, why wouldn't the buses carry you?
Okay.
That is the problem. And if you look at the distances within the campus, there is no place that you cannot trek within 15 minutes on this campus, as far as I know.
Yes.
But you will find them on long queue at the gate. Even somebody going to CC Lodge from the gate will remain on the queue for as many minutes, as possible. So for the issue of the buses, it is the students that create that challenge.
Thank you
Thank
very
you so much. Our
Thank you
time is
very
fast spent. Thank you so much for answering that question. Thank you so much.
Thank
Also,
you
Shola
very
Biala,
much.
thank you so much
You're welcome.
for asking him the question and for him calling you his friend.
We
Congratulations.
are friends. We are friends.
Okay, so to everyone watching, we have to go on a short break, and don't forget, it's still Poly TV show on Poly TV Ilaro. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Audio Jungle.
Welcome back from that wonderful break, and thank you, Damilola Adekunle, for those wonderful sessions that you had with Director of the Institution, Dr. Mukail Akinde, as well as that segment from the Director of Students Affairs. And we're right to the next segment of Poly TV show, and this is the segment where we call the center table, where we get to discuss issues as it pertains to certain issues of interest, to us as students, as members of the Polytechnic community, and also issues outside the student life. And yeah, today, to join me on the program also, we still have with us our very own, I call him my colleague.
Yeah, we call it.
Exactly. It's Mr. Shola Biala. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And also, we have a wonderful guest. You already know I'm Samuel Lani. I think that should not be new to you. And quickly, we have with us a wonderful guest today. He's been here before on this program, and today is also here, but in a slightly different capacity. He's the chairman of the board, that's for Poly Television, Poly TV Laro. I'm talking about, he's an accountant, he's an academic, and also an administrator, a marketer, you can name it all. And also, he's a tax practitioner. I'm talking about Dr. Babatunde Agbinyogi, FCA ACTI. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, Sam.
Yes, sir. All right, so for those that don't know, Dr. Babatunde is also a lecturer in the Department of Accounting, am I correct? Accountancy Department of the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro. And also, just recently, as part of the activities towards ensuring that students are well protected on campus, he was sent on a missionary journey to visit the military cantonment right there in Uwude, here in Yewa. South local government, Yewa South local government of Ogun State, and where he met with members of the military task force there, and they had a robust discussion as regards the planned protest that's happening August 1st, 2024. And also, so we'll be asking him questions regarding that said protest and what transpired with members of the military task force there in Uwude. So, right, please, sir, you're welcome to the program once again.
Maybe before the chairman asks, He mentioned military 3 times. And he said you are on a missionary journey. I should think it is military journey. So that's on the lighter side.
Thank you, Mr. Shola Abiola and Sam. In fact, I want to first of all thank the students of Federal Polytechnic Ilaro for having a very good father in the rector, Dr. Michael Akinde. He's such a wonderful rector and the leader of this institution because he works around the clock. He was talking to me from Saturday, telling me all the effort he's been making in ensuring that students' lives are well protected as far as the faceless protest is concerned. He called me to tell me effort he has made so far in ensuring that there are no chaos around the school campus here and around the students, that no life will be lost. He told me how they have gone to the DSS, how they have been able to see the students' leadership, how they have been able to also discuss with the community leadership in terms of the youth leadership in the town. Then I asked him, sir, as good as you have done all this, see the AR commander, is it not necessary that you still discuss with the military base around us here? He said, that is true. That since you are around that place, help me to see them at the 192 Battalion Owode. Go and see the CO for me so that we'll be able to carry them along in what is happening here. So I went. But before I get down, I realized that it was a weekend and some of them might not be in the office. So I informed them immediately that it might be necessary that we postpone the visit till this morning, and he agreed with me. So this morning I was at the cantonment. From the gate, as you know, the military is set up. So the IO is there, intelligence officer, who have questioned me. Me, knowing what I should do as an administrator, my ID card from Federal Polytechnic Ilaro as a chief lecturer is on me. So they know that this is not a hoodlum. So I contacted them and told me where to go. So when I got in there, I went to the quarter guard area, entered into where their guards are. And there I met the adjutant, Lieutenant Sakari, and I met also the 2IC, Major NK Alosi. So I met them and they gave me a warm reception. Then I told them my mission, that I've been asked to see the CO, the commanding officer of the place, on the ongoing or upcoming faceless protest, even though I cannot call it faceless in their presence. Mm-hmm. So they just told me that the commanding officer is on a pass. A pass for a military setup means is on probably a short leave. So that is the second in command I'm seeing. That is Major NK Alosi. He told me that from their experience and what they know about Federal Polytechnic Ilaro, it has been a very cordial place. They have been coming around. Sometimes we will not know that they're around. They have their own intelligence office unit. That sometimes they may not even wear their camouflage. And they come around that. They have not been seeing us as a problem. Even though from Abuja, they have been told that Federal Poly Ilaro is part of the flashpoint. They talk about the border area, that is the Diroko. They talk about Songota and some few places too, that they are flashpoints, but that it has been a cordial one. They now told us that all that should be done is within us, that he gave the number, the WhatsApp number, where we can call them, that at the slightest opportunity of anything happening in a GV, they will always see us here. But I told him all that, he asked me all we have done so far about it. I told them what we have done so far, gone to all those places. The director told me, the area commander, the DPO, all of them that the director have seen. He said that really it's not their job to do, it's not a civil job for them. They are to protect the territorial integrity of the country, and they have been doing their best for it. But unfortunately, probably because the police, anytime they are overwhelmed, that they have to come in. But that is still telling me that so far so good. In the past, they have not been able to have that situation whereby the police will call them to come and give them a backup. So that goes for the school. And I told them too that we have very good students and we don't want them to miss the time they have to use in school, because in the past, anytime that things that are evil happen around the community, they may have to close the school. But for many years now, we have been having unbroken semester and sessions, and that because of that, that is why we have to come to see them. So they were happy and they gave this, and they said, and lest I forget, they even spoke with the rector too, because the rector asked me, because I've been seconded to go and work for him. So I have to call him that this is where I am and these are the people. He spoke with them and they love talking with him, and all they have talked together, also in line with what I've been able to discuss with them. And there and then we stood up and they were happy. If they are not happy enough, they said that it's good that we snap have a picture. So we have pictures with them, which I've sent to my boss, who has sent me to go to tell you what I've done.
Thank you very much. In as much as you have carried out the duty that your boss sent you, now I'm coming back to you as a father figure in the Polytechnic, and as the chairman of the television board. What role do you think the television can play towards giving insights or sensitization to students against faceless, as you say, protests?
Thank you, Mr. Shola Abiola. You see, the purpose of this Poly TV is to disseminate information from the community here, especially. Very essential. Why am I saying this? The students we have, we have never have it so much like this. We have as much about 23,000 students in this school. And the television has a lot of role to play to disseminate information to them. We are not far from them, number one. We have already a particular platform that links the student populace, the student union government, the headship of each department and classes together in that particular platform, where we talk to them there, and we have asked them to subscribe to Poly TV Ilaro, so that they'll be able to go along with the information. And we have made them to know that we are fathers. As said by my rector earlier, we have gone to school, we have been able to see the beauty of having education. And we want them to do better than us, because it is the prayer of any father for the children to be better than him, so that they should take it cool. They should not allow useful exuberance to affect their learning and education. They should talk to each other as we are trying to give them the ideas about all these good things of life. I want to still give it back to the student union government, by Mr. Macaulay, that they have been doing very good work, and they should continue with what they are doing. And they should assist us too by making their colleagues subscribe to this Poly TV, so that information will be at their fingertips.
All right, sir. Thank you for that wonderful information. I need to say that one aspect that caught my attention was the fact you mentioned that at the cantonment they mentioned that the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro has been known. has been known for having this peaceful and what's it called, maintenance, like the students are well behaved and all that. I think that's something we need to give credence to the rector as regards the students being civil enough. But I want to take you back as an economist and an accountant that you are.
Okay.
I want us to talk about the planned process. Does it have any economic repercussion on us as a nation? I mean, at this point in time where we are trying to get ourselves, and we know things are not really what we expect, but progresses are being made, and we've seen from the forefront that the president is working assiduously to ensure that the economy is stabilized. But as an economist and an accountant that you are, what are the implications in terms of finances and in terms of economics will have on us as a nation?
Thank you, Samuel. You see, there is a thing that people don't know. This Nigerian nation has been under different kind of leadership that has taken us back. As we are going forward one step, we are going backward over 10 steps. I remember when I was in my tertiary institution days, things were so easy, fine, and so on. But now, in going forward, the situation we had in those days are far better than what we are seeing now. Why? Because of bad governance. But God just sent in a Moses that can help to take things back. And don't forget, Shola Bella and even Samuel, that when you look at a particular leader that is coming in to turn around a bad governance, it cannot start from where he is. He has to go back. And those bad things that has happened will still affect his own government here. That is what people are seeing, and they are now calling bad government. The government have been bad. There have been the last regime before this present one. Money have been brought into circulation through ways and means. What is meant by ways and means is they will just ask the pilot bank, which is the Central Bank of Nigeria, to print currency that is not backed with goods and services. And what is the end result? The end result is inflation. So these ones were happening then. There have been cases of this forward contract of crude. As this government is working hard to see that Port Harcourt refinery is working, Warri refinery is working, they are trying to see that Kaduna refinery is working. And there is this businessman, Dangote, Aliko Dangote, that shouldered the issue of having a very large refinery in the whole of Africa, the biggest. When the time comes for him to get the crude to be refined, they realize that there have been forward contracts. All the crude have been sold for many years ahead of time. So they are saying that this man have to cry out that what is happening. So this is the economic situation I'm talking, the one you asked me to talk about. So he has to now move again to China to import. It was him on the television lately that he has to say that when they are bringing very good oil from, that is the importation, they are bringing the very good oil from other places where they are buying the fuel, the refined fuel. There is the blending plants along the way to change the viscosity of this fuel to the grade that is lower. And it was said, these are the problems that we that ride car suffer. He was asking. And when they realized that this man has come to change the whole narratives, they went to his hotel looking for him to assassinate him. But they told everybody that he's a fearless person and he's up to say all this. So these are the things that are happening. Look at what this present government is thinking of. You know that you people need this education to move ahead. And they have brought this idea of student loan. That everybody, and you don't need to pay this money back until when you start working too. And not in a way that it will make you suffer. So what do you now say? If somebody said that somebody have done that and a lot others, now there is tax on foreign exchange for the banks. And this money will come back into the coffers of government and will be spread into other places where it should go. So why do you not say such government is a bad government? So this protest is seen as a faceless one. and the students of Federal Poly Ilaro should see it as one. And because they want their life to be better off and they want to finish their education in good time, the best for them is not to join any bad
Fruitless and needless.
Well, we want to appreciate you for your time, Dr. Adbinogi. Thank you for coming on the program today. And students, you've had it all from our very own lecturer and also the chairman of the Poly TV board, because the fact is that the protest, the faceless and baseless protest, will be happening August 1st, and as much as possible, your students and your first and your primary work is to be student that you were sent to school to do. So any of that thing outside that, please, as much as possible, avoid it, and let's remain safe and peaceful wherever we find ourselves. You want to say something?
No, just to appreciate the chairman for coming and for giving the fatherly advice. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Abiola.
And also, I must appreciate my colleague, Mr. Shola Abiola, for always finding time to be around with us on Poly TV.
You're welcome.
All right, so quickly, we'll go on a short break. When we come back, we still have more exciting content for you. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
ẹ máa gbọ́ wá kẹ́ máa wò wá.
ẹ máa gbọ́ wá kẹ́ máa wò wá o.
ẹ máa gbọ́ wá kẹ́ máa wò wá Poly TV láwa.
ẹ máa gbọ́ wá kẹ́ máa wò wá o.
ẹ máa gbọ́ wá kẹ́ máa wò wá Poly TV. Poly TV Ìlaro la kalẹ̀ sí o. Móhùnmáwòrán tí gbogbo ayé ń fẹ́. Móhùnmáwòrán tí gbogbo èèyàn ń fẹ́. Ìròyìn kò má dé tá mojú bá. Poly TV tí gbogbo ayé ń retí. A ní ẹ máa gbọ́ wá kẹ́ máa wò wá Poly. Poly TV Ìlaro la kalẹ̀ sí o. Tó bá rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ ti máa gbọ́, ẹ ti máa gbọ́, ẹ ti máa gbọ́, ẹ ti máa gbọ́ pé Poly TV ẹ ti máa gbọ́, wá dẹ̀ ẹ ti máa gbọ́ o. Poly TV Ìlaro la wà nínú Poly gangan o. Nínú Poly làwà o. Poly TV, Poly TV, Poly TV, wàá dẹ̀ ti máa gbọ́ o. Móhùnmáwòrán wa táwa fẹ́ mú ìdàgbàsókè wa, wàá dẹ̀ ti máa gbọ́. Poly fún dàgbàsókè, TV fún dàgbàsókè o. Wàá ti máa gbọ́, wàá ti máa gbọ́ o. Ó yá pàkúrúmà kẹjọ dáadáa kẹ́ wò wá o. Ó yá pàkúrúmà kẹjọ dáadáa kẹ́ wò wá o. Poly TV tá ń sọ tí gbogbo ayé. Ẹ pàkúrúmà kẹ́ wò dáadáa kẹ́ wò wá o. Wọ́n ń gbọ́ wa l'Amẹ́ríkà, ń gbọ́ wa ní gbogbo ìlú o. Pàkúrúmà kẹjọ dáadáa kẹ́ wò wá o. Pàkúrúmà kẹjọ dáadáa kẹ́ wò wá o. Poly TV o tí gbogbo àwa ń retí. Ilẹ̀ yé wa la kalẹ̀ sí nílùú Ìlaro wa. Tẹlifíṣàn fún ìdàgbàsókè ilẹ̀ wa ni. Tẹlifíṣàn fún ìdàgbàsókè ilẹ̀ gbogbo wa. Ẹ pàkúrúmà kẹjọ dáadáa ẹ pàkúrúmà kẹjọ dáadáa ẹ pàkúrúmà kẹjọ dáadáa jó dáadáa òun là ń retí ẹjọ dáadáa bó máa wòran wa ni ẹ pa kuruma ẹ máa wò wá o Poli láwà o Poli TV ni ẹ wò wá o 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 ẹ máa gbọ́ wa kẹ́ máa wò wá. ó ń torí ọmọ Akíndé ṣèyí fún wa nílẹ̀ yé wa àwa dúpẹ́ àwa mọ́pẹ́ wa wá o ọmọ Akíndé ń ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ bó máa wòran wọ ìlú Ìlaró tẹlifíṣàn tuntun tún wọ ilẹ̀ yé wa àwa dúpẹ́ o adúpẹ́ pẹ́ òkun ọmọ Akíndé ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ ó ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ ó ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ ó ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ ọmọ Akíndé ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ ó ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ nílẹ̀ yé wa ó ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ ọmọ Akíndé ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ olóṣè bẹ́bẹ́ ó ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ ọmọ Akíndé ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ Gàyí ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ ó ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ ó fún wa ní tẹlifíṣàn ó fún wa máwòrán ó ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ ó ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ ọmọ Akíndé ó ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ nílẹ̀ Yewa ní Poli Ìlaró TV mo máwòrán wa Poli fún àgbàsókè ó ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ ó ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ ẹ máa gbọ́ wa kẹ́ ẹ máa wò wá ní Poli. ọmọ Akíndé ọpẹ́ wa rèé ọmọ Akíndé àwa ń dúpẹ́ oore tó ṣe Poli TV ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ gbogbo wa náà ń wò káàkiri àgbáyé Poli TV ọmọ Akíndé àwa dúpẹ́ adúpẹ́ ọpẹ́ wa náà rèé ẹ ṣeun ọmọ Akíndé o ọmọ Akíndé àmọ́ rírì yìí o ọmọ Akíndé fún Poli TV tẹ́ ẹ ṣe àwa dúpẹ́ àtọpẹ́ dá o àdúpẹ́ àtọpẹ́ dá bẹ́ẹ̀rù bá mọ́ nu ro àwa dúpẹ́ àtọpẹ́ dá ṣèbí yìnyín kẹ́ni ṣe mí o yìnyín kẹ́ni lè ṣe mí ọmọ Akíndé àdúpẹ́ Poli tí a ti ń retí tẹlifíṣàn tá a ti ń retí móhùnmáwòrán tá a ti ń retí ìdàgbàsókè ilẹ̀ gbogbo wa ọmọ Akíndé àwa adúpẹ́ pẹ́ òkun adúpẹ́ pẹ́ ọ̀sà o bẹ́ẹ̀ ń bá dúpẹ́ ó lè kó gbà mìíràn o àwa dúpẹ́ ọmọ Akíndé ẹ ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ fún wa ní tẹlifíṣàn nílẹ̀ Yewa tẹlifíṣàn ní Polytechnic Ìlaró ọmọ Akíndé àwa dúpẹ́ oore o dúpẹ́ ló bá rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ìgbà kan làwa ń wojú sánmọ̀ ó ṣe Ọlọ́run ò bójú wa jẹ́. ìgbà kan làwa ń wojú sánmọ̀ ó ṣe Ọlọ́run ò bójú wa jẹ́. ìgbà kan làwa ń wojú sánmọ̀ ó ṣe Ọlọ́run ò bójú. ìgbà kan làwa ń wojú sánmọ̀ ó ṣe Ọlọ́run ò bójú. ó ṣe Ọlọ́run ó ṣe Ọlọ́run ó ṣe Ọlọ́run o ìgbà kan làwa ń wojú sánmọ̀ ó ṣe Ọlọ́run ó ṣe Ọlọ́run o ẹ pàkúrúmà kẹjọ dáadáa kẹ pàkúrúmà o. ẹ pàkúrúmà kẹjọ dáadáa kẹ pàkúrúmà kẹjọ dáadáa o. pàkúrúmà kẹjọ dáadáa Poli TV là wà. mo máwòrán fún ìdàgbàsókè wa ni o. ẹ pàkúrúmà ẹ gbàgùrùmá gbàgùrùmá ẹ jó dáadáa Poli láwa o Poli láwa o Poli TV o dàgbàsókè wa ẹ jó dáa ẹ gbàgùrùmá ẹ jó dáadáa ẹ gbàgùrùmá ẹ jó dáadáa Poli TV láwa o ẹ jó dáadáa ẹ gbàgùrùmá Poli TV o ẹ gbàgùrùmá ẹ máa gbọ́ wa kẹ́ máa wò wá èyí ẹ máa gbọ́ wa kẹ́ máa wò wá o.
Welcome back. Thank you so much to everyone that watched today's episode of Poli TV show on Poli TV Ilaro. We had a very nice time.
Seriously, it was a very fantastic discussion.
Yeah,
we had
did.
director, we had the chairman of the Poli TV board.
We also had the Dean, Directorate of Student Affairs.
The SRC speaker. A whole lot of big wigs on campus. We had them on the set today. And so we have to go. Our viewers are home. Thank you for staying tuned to Poli TV show on our darling station, Poli TV Laro. Please don't forget to keep sharing, and also go to YouTube, search for Poli TV Laro, click on that, subscribe.
Yes,
and also
like, share,
turn on
the
bell notification.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Exactly. We love you
so much. My name is Damilola Adekunle. See you again tomorrow for another fantastic edition of Poli TV show.
And I am your very host, Samuel Olanio. And like we always do on Poli TV, please stay safe and ensure that you continue to enjoy the very best of your day. We love you. Bye for now.
Bye.